All right, this is another episode of the M.I.C. And as we always say every week, we back. And again, I still don't know why I'm rhyming like I'm a nursery book. What is wrong with me?
We always say we back.
We always say we back.
We ain't.
We might.
Like we the only people that always hear. So we got to.
Yeah, we might need. I may need to find another intro. But as always, as it goes, I'm your boy Ismail.
It's your boy Chris. You already know what it is.
It's Malcolm back again, like we said.
You know what I'm saying? Always keep you familiar, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this because last week I think if you had a chance to check out the latest podcast, Can't Talk. We talked about the school shootings, and in this time frame, our president has had a chance to respond to the American people. So I want to read a little bit of what the president said as far as to gun control within the school systems and giving teachers guns. So this is his response as to being reported about he wants people to have guns in the school system. This is what he says. I never said give teachers guns like what was stated on fake news, CNN, and NBC. What I said was to look at the possibility of giving concealed guns to gun-adept teachers with military or special training experience. Only the best. 20% of the teachers, a lot, would now be able to immediately fire back if a savage sicko came to a school with bad intentions. Highly trained teachers will also serve as a deterrent to the cowards that do this. Far more assets, much less cost than guards. A gun-free school is a magnet for bad people, and attacks will end. So I'm going to stop right there, all right, because I feel like I don't need to go no further. I feel that was kind of stupid. I'm going to lead off, and I'm just going to say, because last week we did bring up a topic of should teachers have weapons inside the classrooms. And now since he said he didn't say teachers, he said gun-adept teachers and teachers that may have special training. So I feel like that's really kind of dumb because you're telling me you want me to send my child to a school where you're selectively giving guns to certain people, but I'm still not comfortable with their mental state. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable with like you giving it to the military. Like there's friendly fire every day in this country. Like it's PTSD, like everything. Like I don't feel comfortable with that statement, not from my president.
And I mean, and that can fall on anybody's shoulders, even if you like hire retired law enforcement or hire more law enforcement to be on. Like anybody could snap, but I would just rather keep the narrative at police making bad decisions than to have a head story where a teacher like was threatened by this 6'3", 300-pound black guy and like just felt that their life was threatened and then pop off on them and then we try to justify that. I don't think America ready for that story.
I mean, the last thing, speaking from a teacher's perspective, like if I had a gun, if I was chosen, first of all, we don't get paid enough to have to make a decision when to shoot or when not to shoot. Like you over here trying to make us make a decision on all this now. Then you go into, you got to send us for training.
That's another training you got to go.
You got to keep going to training because you got to stay up to date on all the rules and regulations. And then you turn around, then you probably got to go get the permit and everything to carry the gun within the vicinity of that.
But our teachers can't even have you buy paper and glue at the beginning of the school year.
Let alone we don't even use books. We don't even use books no more. But you turn around and you want to bring guns to school. Then you say some dumb shit like, oh, but we could pay them extra money. Just because you pay me a stipend or whatever to carry a gun don't mean it's cool or I want to do that. Well, if a student turn around and know that teacher carries the gun or has the gun in his classroom and decide, oh, I'm going to take that person out first. Or I'm going to go get the gun and I'm going to just go let loose on my class and then go around the school and all that, whatever.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's crazy because like on the radio, I know I was listening to on radio and stuff, somebody was like, well, people carrying AR-15s and stuff like that. Like, these handheld guns compared to an AR-15 is not going to get the same amount of rounds off.
It's not.
You better hope you hit him the first time when you
pop versus pop.
Whoever's in there doesn't need to know who the armed teachers are because if they know, that's where I would just go first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
it's
it's holes in it. And it's always a better way to do things, but they'll figure it out, hopefully.
I mean, our whole point is, as an educator and as parents, period, is to teach your child right from wrong and to teach them how to deal with certain situations better than going out taking a life. That's anybody who deals with any child growing up or with their education. You just try to teach them the better way And if you can't teach them a better way and they decide to go out here and do crazy stuff, then you just need to be ready to reap what you sow, because as a parent, you don't know, if you're not that hands-on with your child to know what type of child you're dealing with, and your child pop up on the news taking lives,
you definitely start at home.
Exactly. And my thing is this: like, you're giving these teachers guns, and you're talking about in all levels, elementary, middle school, high school. As the younger you get, the more naive you are, and the more easier it is. If you see something laying around, a teacher could get careless with it and have it out or leave it rushing around, and then you got a kid.
It's too much responsibility.
You feel me? Like, you're adding too much to the educator's mind state. Like, I don't need them worrying about having to protect
at least 90 kids a day if they got 30 per class.
You feel me?
And then say like this, another situation. What if the gun that you have at school is registered to you, it's in your name, but another teacher come get it from you? Like, you know how teachers come in and bars all the time.
Now, let me get your gun,
like, you're not in your classroom. They can easily go in your classroom and get all stuff like that. Like, it could be locked up, but at the same time, like, are you the only one that have access to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it
that
some
would definitely
way,
have to be in place.
Is it some
I'm not
way
letting
that
nobody else
the principals or the SRO, the school resource officer, do they have access to it? Like, how do I feel? Like, I don't trust my coworkers I work with now. You gonna give me a gun and then think I got to trust them even more to not come in and take something out my desk or take something out my classroom? Like, that's stuff like that, bro. Like, you don't trust everybody you work with. You just have to work with them and hope that whatever you do and whatever they do coexist in the same situation, in the same area. But I don't trust these mothers. Like, why would I trust you? You gave me no reason to really trust you or not to trust you. I'm just cordial. Like, I'm good. You ain't gave me no problems. I ain't giving you no problems, so we keep the couple steady. But I just don't see how it's gonna work. I don't care if you say you pay me more or we give it a lot of training. It's no good or bad about it.
Picture a military officer trying to teach a class with a dang on 9 on his hip. And one of them kids say something wrong, like, oh, you think it's a game, don't you?
All I know is, what if one of the high school student, you used to take back in the day, we used to take freestyle pictures when you get dressed up.
Oh, yeah,
and take with your friends. Man, you know, back in the day, we used to take jump with a bunch of money with your do-rags on. Whatever they were like, hey, yo, let me hold the gun so I can look real cool in my... Like, nigga, what else? Bro, no. Freestyle pictures is going to go a whole nother level. Like, can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's plenty holes in it, man. But
it's like shredded cheese.
They'll find the best solution. But something has to be done.
Yeah, I feel like something has to be done. And I mean, I guess right now we're always going to be in that gray area because it's never going to be resolved. I mean, President Trump said he's going to be meeting with government officials and everything upon all levels to try to get this passed and everything, because he's also talking about raising the gun age to legally purchase a gun at 21 instead of 18. But that starts at home, though, honestly.
What matters about it? Niggas make fake IDs all the time to get in the club. To go buy liquor.
I don't have the answers. Sway.
My point is, Walmart sells guns.
They sell alcohol.
But they won't sell the fucking explicit version of the CD. Like, what good is it for you to be on the other end, can't get no good music because they gonna bleep out all the words, but on the other end of Walmart, you can turn around and go buy a whole motherfucking shotgun.
That's a whole different system.
That's a whole different system.
It don't make sense but it all starts with the president making the gun laws make more sense. Like, you gotta make that make sense to people.
But I mean, the same way I can go to my hometown right now and pay somebody $300 and get me a strap, I can still do that. Like, it's no way to control every piece of artillery that come in.
Because the black market's going to thrive.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I mean, shit. So, they made a business off weed now, so shit. Black market used to thrive off that.
Black market still thriving off marijuana. That ain't going away. But I guess we all into agree is that, you know, President Trump said he may have responded, but I feel like you could have came harder with that. There needs to be a better solution. I don't feel teachers need to be carrying guns. I feel like you probably just need to invest in getting on-school security that carries guns, and possibly this can be resolved that way. That's what I feel. But you never know.
I mean, can't do nothing but do that.
All right, so now we're going to move on to another topic. We're going to talk about the NCAA, get a little sports in, because the NCAA got a lot going on these days. From players getting paid to banners getting dropped down. Boy, escorts coming in and out on the players. I mean, and I don't mean coming.
The Magic is happening in March, boy. It's happening all month.
It's happening, boy. So I guess with all this going around, I want to ask the fellas, do y'all think NCAA athletes should be paid? Like NCAA athletes, not just saying football, basketball.
I'm gonna start off on this before I start talking about the financial side. Them taking down their banners is stupid. I still watch them win that national title. That really doesn't matter.
It's in my history bank. I got it.
They tried to put a Band-Aid on it, and then all this stuff came out the next week anyway. Speaking of this stuff, it came out. If I'm the player, I'm not mad at the players for taking the money because NCAA getting rich off of them anyway.
True.
I mean, football and basketball bring in millions every year. You make a bowl game, you in a tournament, you getting all these extra coins for that. Somebody should be benefiting from it besides the university itself.
I don't know. I feel like what the NCAA is doing is because when you bring these sponsors in, like for instance, we use UNC, Jordan sponsors UNC, so it's like they're getting all this free apparel, free shoes, and then they're getting a little stipend on top of that when they're traveling. So it's like I guess they're feeling like that makes up for you not getting paid because you're getting free gifts within your school. You're getting money to
free
spend.
education, but most of them guys aren't going to graduate anyway. They're
Probably
trying to
not.
get to the league.
Probably not. Probably won't finish the school. So I feel like, should you pay athletes? Yes, you should. There should be some type of a system set up where all student athletes should be paid. And it should be based upon you going to class. But I don't care if you're a top draft pick or not. Like if you're in my school, if I'm paying you, you're going to go to class because I need to factor in something other than your performance.
If you have a 2.5 GPA, you only get X amount of dollars.
Exactly.
If you get a 3.0, you get X amount
You
of
got
dollars.
to be able to strive for something. It should be a system that should be in place. What you think, bro?
I mean, they should get paid. It's going to be one of them situations of niggas going to go to class anyway. Like basketball, baseball, football, they travel so much that they never in class. So let alone you saying doing the classwork and stuff like that. To be honest, majority of them niggas is not even getting their A's. They're getting an A, but it's not them getting the A.
Prime example, UNC.
Like it's situations like that. Like you want to do an incentive base on grades. How these niggas are given grades most of the time based off of certain teachers anyway.
Yeah,
and then you got those. And then you got the situation of what athlete deserves what X amount of money. Just because I'm dumb don't mean I ain't the best athlete on the floor. Nigga, I don't watch. I wouldn't say point blank period. For example, if I'm going to watch Arizona, I'm not watching Arizona for every 15 players on the bench.
True.
I'm watching the one player that's going to be top 5 pick in the NBA draft. I'm not watching nobody else. I don't care about nobody else. So therefore, how do we guarantee when this nigga probably dumb as bricks? He probably in here got a straight C average.
I guess so.
But he is going to make more money than anybody else.
So what we coming at is what you pretty much want to make it is if you're a top 100 prospect coming out of high school, when you go into college, you're going to be able to get some type of benefits.
Exactly.
If you're 101 and down,
you could.
Everything stays the way it is.
You get your little stipend when you're on the road and travel.
But
I feel like you can set up that.
When you do it like that, the top teams in the country are going to continue to get top prospects, and then you're going to have.
I said if you're going to pay me $100,000 to come to your school, then pay me $100,000. It's been a lot of niggas that's been top prospects that's been bust.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I guarantee you, Greg Oden would have got paid for in Ohio State.
Come on,
he would have made more money in Ohio State than he would in the league.
He went out due to injury.
But no, what I'm saying, based off his career, he would have made way more money in Ohio State than he would playing in the league because he didn't play in the league.
No doubt.
He still ended up making millions. His rookie deal as a number 1 overall pick, he easily could pay back.
He only played like 1 year,
and that's my point.
But he still ended up making the full contract. It's not like the NFL.
So I feel like the good example, and I'm gonna piggyback off your point right there that you made. You know what I'm saying? You said that he easily could pay back that $100K off his rookie deal that he gets when he gets drafted. Right. So yeah, I do feel like if you're a top, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. So I feel like if you're a top 100 prospect and you know this coming up in the high school, that means you're striving for something. I'm striving because one, my family need to eat. I'm gonna make sure I'm a top 100 prospect in the world. Make sure I can go and get my family can eat early, and then I can still do my 1 year and leave. You know what I'm saying?
It might be pushing the problem into high school.
Cause LeBron made a lot of money. I mean, I feel like this. Like I said,
I don't know. I feel this.
It's sponsors, just like old buddy from Louisville was using Adidas money to pay players or pay whoever they need to pay to make sure players got to where they was. Who's to say that it's a person out here saying, well, I work for Adidas. You know, if you go to this Adidas brand school, when you graduate, we signing you to Adidas.
That's like, I don't feel like that's nothing. I feel like you can have a sponsor. If you're over the age of 18, first off, you are a grown adult in the eyes of America. If you want to sign a shoe deal coming out of high school, you feel me? If you want to sign a shoe deal waiting for you going to the NBA, bro, you should be able to do that. They should not be able to shut off.
As far as that go, I've always agreed with that. If Nike want to give me a deal as a freshman in college, then by all means, I'm gonna be the face.
They making money off us anyway. Think about it.
Like that's just me having a summer job.
Yeah, you wearing Nike. Like I was watching the.
They can intern. They can work during the summertime.
Exactly.
And go like, hey, well, you know, like Oregon. Oregon gets all this gear from Nike and get like the newest stuff. You turn around and let them niggas that's getting sponsored by Nike, like, well, you got to come over here and at least work in my marketing department and see how we use you in the situation of making this money.
But then but like I said, it's going to like you don't have to take a lot for everybody to get on board because like now, like I said, in order for that structure to work, you have to get the people on the business side on board as well as the people on the athletic side. And my thing is, the people on the business side, they're just looking for the next dollar, and the people on the athletic side, I just feel like they won't succumb to it because of what you're saying. Too many athletes and too many holes in it where it's like, how is number 15 on the bench not getting paid versus number 9 on the bench? They getting paid.
The point blank period is both of them are trying to make money. And the player wants money. So it's no ifs, ands, or buts about they feeling that they should be getting paid. I think everybody, even NCAA, in their mind, in their right mind, they know that these players deserve to get paid.
You really want to know how I feel. And I think this is gonna like be the end all. They already doing it anyway. The players are getting paid anyway. Every player on that team receives something. The way that it's looking, the NCAA been running this business already. Just bring it to the forefront and keep it the same way it is. Just don't make it illegal. Just drop it.
It's like
y'all already doing it anyway. Just keep it the same way you already been doing it. Obviously, the top prospects are getting paid more.
But we don't know if that's in all sports. We just know that in football and basketball. What about volleyball? What about golf?
But if they're a top prospect and they want to persuade them to come, somebody is giving them something. The boosters is kicking out money.
But boosters are stronger in football and basketball than it is in any other organization in college that I feel.
But it's the same way as the pros. Like the NBA and NFL is a lot more popular right now than the MLB, but that doesn't mean the MLB don't get their coins eventually. You understand what I'm saying? They make more money than both of those sports. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually that money's going to come around. There's going to be somebody willing to put that money into a Bryce Harper when he was 18 if he would have went to college. You give him that money because you know he's going to be a superstar in the MLB one day. Like, they can just continue to do what they've been doing because they already been doing it anyway. Just don't hide it.
True. I mean, that's the main thing, right? I think that's the whole point of life. Period. We too busy trying to hide stuff and not just be truthful about what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if everybody was upfront about their shit and everybody was on key about their shit. Like nigga, if you're a cheater, you're a cheater. If you got money, you got money. But just admit the shit. Like it ain't the fucking fact of that you got more than me because I don't care. Nigga, you got yours because somebody else gave it to you. You didn't get yours from the same person I got mine from. Now, we got the money from the same exact person, and we both on the same level, then yeah, I'm going to go back to the person who gave me my money. I'm like, so why this nigga get that? But I'm not going to go out to the fucking damn NCAA or go out to ESPN and sit down and have a whole fucking conversation about this shit. Shit should stay in-house. It shouldn't be like, well, you know, this blah, blah, got this amount of money, so how does somebody in Kentucky feel? That shouldn't matter. But I feel like NCAA holding back. They hold it back because they don't want to let their money go. That's what it is. NCAA don't want to let their money go. It don't matter about the school because the school gonna get what they get anyway. They gonna be all right paying the athlete to come to their school because guess what? It all comes to being on TV. Everybody want to be seen. If my school is seen, that means we can get this TV deal. So that means more money.
And more people just going to enroll on the academic side just because you got a good team to come watch.
That is true. So you get your student, your ratio gonna be good for the schooling. So I mean, I feel that. So I guess there's no perfect structure, but I feel like there always is a way, and this always should be up for discussion for these young athletes to have some type of monetary value, especially if you're selling their number that they're wearing. It may not be their name on the back, but the number that they're wearing for that college, you're selling it to the kids and everybody. You're making millions off of them. So why not kick back and give them a little bit more than what you're already offering? So I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, we kept it kind of short today. I feel we kind of kept it short. I don't know, but as always, we always gonna come back with something else next week. You know what I'm saying? We always want y'all to respond to the email, the MICondemand@gmail.com. As always, follow YouTube, the MIC podcast. Make sure you follow all the members here. Follow me, _M Moses. You can follow Malcolm at MX Moses, and you can follow Chris at The Real C McCoy, MCKOY. So make sure you hit that follow button on all those accounts, and make sure you come back next week for another episode of the MIC. We out.